Hello everyone, Sue Sagaris here, and today's topic is human needs, in particular our social needs. I'm writing a chapter for a book at the moment, and social self-care is the topic of my chapter. So looking into all of the different theories and models we have about self-care, social needs and all that, of course, I can't go past Abraham Maslow, the original creator of this human needs model, which I'm sure many of you have already heard about. I just want to point out a couple of things about this, which I found really interesting. So as we know, our basic needs, survival, we must know that we are physically safe, and it includes things like adequate food, water, sleep, sex, things that are to do with procreation. So when we talk about sex in that sense, it's actually the biological urge to reproduce. It's a basic fundamental drive that we have in our physical survival. It gets to relationships a bit later. So the next layer from there is safety. So we have a physical survival need that needs to be met. Once that's met, we have to worry about our safety. So yes, there is safety in numbers. That's not necessarily our social needs being met. It's more that we have a sense of being surrounded by others that can help buffer the external environment away from us. We have safety in feeling that we can predict and control outcomes. We feel safe in terms of our boundaries being upheld. So this is moving from the physical into the mental level a little bit. And then comes the emotional. So let's suppose that we're physically okay, we're reasonably healthy, and we're safe enough. We feel secure, we've got locks on our doors, and we can reasonably well predict the next few hours, we think. Social needs are the next level. And the social needs are around belonging, feeling part of something, feeling loved. That the opposite to that would be isolated. In development, we face many of those issues, right? From the time that we're very little, we're learning to be with our families, we go to school. And social needs are always being needs met. How do we get our needs met? And we learn a lot of behaviours in that space around having our social needs met. And that's what my chapter is going to be about a fair bit. So let's suppose that we are comfortable in that way. Once that level of needs are met, we move into these higher level needs of esteem and self-actualization. And those higher level needs are often not very well explained, although people are quite interested in them these days, because we live in an era where personal development and being of service, being a great contributor, wanting to make a difference. There are so many programs and courses out there, living on purpose, elevating our vibration, being the best human being we can possibly be. And the yearning for that is actually that need being expressed, that we are driving towards esteem, valuing ourselves, valuing each other, and ultimately transcending that need in terms of self-actualization. In fact, some people have recently produced a 7-layer model where they actually break these out into some subcategories. So the way they've done that, the esteem needs come out into cognitive. In other words, knowledge, my level of learning and knowledge. We also have aesthetic, the need for beauty and creativity, creative self-expression. We then have another need, which is around significance. So the need for significance, the need to know that we're making a difference, the need to be able to make a contribution. And then ultimately, we have transcendence. So coming back to a wonderful quote that I came across in my readings, Aristotle is quoted to have said that man is a social animal, right? So social animal, and we are naturally a social animal. If we are a person who has no need of the common life, as he calls it, the social common life is either a beast or a god. So what might that mean? If we are not evolved to the level of being able to take care of our social needs, are we therefore by definition still a beast? Are we still operating at that animal level? Conversely, if we don't really have the need for others, if we enjoy social contact but we're not needy of it, if we enjoy our solitude and we recognize that we're also connected to a bigger life force, are we therefore at transcendence? So are we the beast or are we the god? I thought that was a really beautiful quote from Aristotle, and that illustrates some of the theory that I'm looking at. There's a lot more to unpack on this, and I'm going to do a more explainer video, which will probably be a bit longer. But just for today, here's a little snippet of what I'm working on. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I'll see you soon.